Hello and welcome to Higher Ground Gaming. This is Eric. It's Labor Day 2018. Today we're going to be playing another game from the 1961 Carl Yastrzemski career replay. Mr. Brody is my co-host with Purple Monkey, Blue Duck, and Blue Penguin as usual. It's game 2 of the series with the Baltimore Orioles. Red Sox dropped the first, currently 17-25 coming into this game. In actuality, they were 19-23, so they're 2 games off their pace, two less wins, and 2 more losses. So it's going to be Ike DeLock going for the Red Sox against Jack Fisher for the Orioles. The Ike DeLock comes in with a record of 5-0 in the season. He's actually been probably the Red Sox, well, definitely the Red Sox best starter so far, as he's won 5 of the 17 games. Comes in an ERA of 3.24, 52 and 2/3 innings pitched, 59 hits allowed, 17 walks, and 21 strikeouts. So the defense behind DeLock is going to be Yastrzemski back in the lineup today. In left, Geiger in center, and Jensen in right. And on the infield, it's going to be Runnels at third. Frank Malzone is out for one more game. Well, today's due to a 2-game injury. Don Booten-Budden is at shortstop. Chuck Schilling at second, and Vic Wertz is the first baseman. Behind the plate is Russ Nixon. Yastrzemski, Geiger, average range in the outfield, with Jensen having the best range in right. All 3 with above average arms. Russ Nixon behind the plate is extremely poor defensively with a below average arm. Runnels and Budden have a kind of a high error rating at third and short, while Schilling is the best defender. All average range except for Schilling, who's above average. And DeLock on the hill has a very high error rating also, like Nixon's, and average range. So the lineup for the visiting Baltimore Orioles, who are 1-2 against the Red Sox so far this season. Gene Stevens will lead it off and play left for the injured Dick Williams. Gene Stevens did have come in as a defensive replacement in the actual game. Jackie Brandt, the center fielder, will hit second, followed by the human vacuum cleaner Brooks Robinson at third. Jim Gentile, the first baseman, will bat cleanup, followed by Gus Triandos behind the plate. Ron shortstop bats sixth. The future Red Sox, Gary Adair, at second. Whitey Sox, the future manager of the Kansas City Royals, and I believe the St. Louis, will bat eighth and play right, and Jack Fisher on the hill bats ninth. In actuality, the Red Sox lost this game 3-1, so if they can get a win today, they can get a win closer to their actual pace and just be 1 game off the pace. Alright, so DeLock looks in for the sign. Stevens steps into the box. Steven hit just .203 on the season with 4 homers and 28 runs batted in. Mr. Brody is ready in the co-host seat there. Nixon nods his head. And that's going to be off the batter's card. That's going to be a ground ball to Schilling. And he'll make the play over to Wertz for out number 1. Ron Jeckett just did a video kind of asking what kind of games we play and why, or why we play the games and what games that we like and what we like in games. Was one of his inquiries. And I mentioned inside sports games because I like games in Stratomatic, which you can actually see the stats here. And the stats come directly off the rolls. You can see the percentages kind of. And everything. Not quite as clear as you with Stratomatic, the odds and everything, but it is you get an idea of the batter's capabilities based on his card, which I like. And what I like about Inside Sports Games is the interaction between the batter and the pitcher cards. Usually you look at both cards, some results off both, whether it be a home run, a walk or a strikeout, or some kind of a hit. It'll either come off the pitcher's card in some cases, or you'll need some kind of interaction with the batter card. So I do like that batter-pitcher interaction, kind of like the other Inside Sports Games too, which is where I play all my career replays I have going now with the Inside Sports Games. Stratomatic is good, although it does have that 50-50 split there. It's either off the pitcher's card or off the... But it does have other variables in the game and other charts and stuff you look at and other things you roll for, which I like. So yeah, so I kind of look for things where I can see the game engine in action. And a computer game, which is basically like a direct computer version of the board game. Probably about the scene where you can actually, I could replace them, and play this game directly. Not that much different, other than having to use a few charts, just like the tabletop version. And I do like that the ease, the computer keeping track of all the stats. So I do like that. That can get a bit tedious, although I do playing some games from time to time. But this will play more games faster, and it adds all the stats together and everything. So there's a lot that bad about it. But anyway, let's get back into the action here. So Jackie Brandt up now. Mr. Brody is... it's a hot day again today. Brody is behind the camera now, sitting right behind the camera there. But his co-hosts are sitting there. All right, so Jackie Brandt, been on the season with 16 homers and 72 runs, comes to the plate now against DeLock. DeLock looks at Nixon. Here's a windup in the pitch. And see, this one's going to be a blank, so it'll be directly off the batter's card. 2-3, and this is doesn't have a lot of splits, but this is one of the splits results here. 2-3, so this will be the right result. So it'll be a ground ball against the lefty. It would have been a single pass to third base. In this case, Runnels will make the play over to Wirtz for out number 2. So Brooks Robinson up now. Robinson on a tear so far against the Red Sox in the 3 games he's playing. .455. On the season, he's .287 with 7 homers and 61 runs batted in. So 2 outs and the base is empty. Here's the windup in the pitch by DeLock. And here we go. So it's a possible strikeout, and Robinson does not strike out that much at all, especially not against righties. So that will be no result there. So we'll roll again, and that is going to be a split chance off of the batter's card. And that'll be a base hit. So Robinson reaches on a 2-out single. Wirtz will hold him on. So Jim Gentile up now. Hitting an even .500 against the Red Sox. 4 for 8 so far. With 5 runs batted in and a homer. On the season, he hit .302 with 46 homers and 141 RBIs, so an excellent season for Gentile. DeLock looks in for the sign from Nixon, looks at the runner, trying to keep him close, kicks and delivers. That's a possible error on a ground ball. 1-5. And that is going to go... No, it's a fly ball, so that will not take effect. And that will be an out to just right. So, Baltimore does not score a run, so it's Baltimore nothing. The Red Sox coming up. Jack Fisher on the mound against the Red Sox. He's had 1 appearance against the Red Sox so far. He's lasted just 4 1/3 innings with an ERA of 14.65. Allowed 8 hits and walked 3 and struck out 4. In the actual season, he was 10-13 with a 3.90 earned run average. Did record a save. 196 innings pitched, 205 hits allowed, 72 walks, and 118 strikeouts. So the defense behind Fisher is going to be Stevens in left, getting a start for injured Dick Williams. Stevens above average range there, and above average arm in left. So he's, I think, a little bit of an upgrade to Williams. In left, Jackie Brandt in center and Herzog in right are below average range. Herzog, the most short-handed of the three. Brandt in center with an average arm, and Herzog below average. Had to reboot a little bit. Hopefully it'll be fine now. But anyway, so we head to the top of the bottom of the first. And if it's Chuck Schilling, the second baseman, will lead it off, followed by Gary Geiger in center. The rookie Carl Yastrzemski, who had been struggling so far in his rookie season, will play left, is back in left, batting third. Batting cleanup is the first baseman Vic Wertz. Batting fifth, Jackie Jensen in right. Pete Runnels, the third baseman, will hit sixth, followed by Russ Nixon behind the plate. Don Budden, the shortstop, bats eighth, and Ike DeLock on the hill will bat ninth. So Chuck Schilling comes in, hitting .266 on the season. 2 homers and 11 runs batted in. Fisher looks in for the sign from Triandos. Here's the windup and the pitch. A lot of blanks in that first column of Fisher. And that's going to be a ground ball to Robinson, who makes the play over to Gentile for out number 1. Gary Geiger up now. Geiger hitting .240 in the replay. 4 homers and 15 runs batted in. Is the windup and the pitch by Fisher. And they're going to call that a ball, so full count now on Geiger. And that will be a fly out to Herzog in right for out number 2. Yastrzemski up now. The rookie comes in hitting just .192 on the season with 3 homers and 22 runs batted in. Fisher looks in for the sign. Kicks and delivers. Did I not hit it? Guess I didn't hit it. So 4-2. And that'll be a foul ball. So Yastrzemski will get back in the box. Here's the windup and the pitch. And Yastrzemski goes down swinging. So his struggles continue to begin the game. So that'll do it for the Red Sox in the first as they go in order. So it'll be Triandos, Hansen, and Adair against DeLock. Goes off to a fast start against the Red Sox, hitting .364, 5 runs batted in 3 games. Overall in the season, he hit .244 with 17 homers, 63 runs batted in. DeLock looks in for the sign from Nixon, nods his head, kicks and delivers. A possible home run here. And that will be a home run, a no-doubter there, as he gets all of it. DeLock does give up quite a few home runs, as you can tell by his stats there. And the Orioles take a 1-0 lead on the solo home run by Triandos. So that'll be up Ron Hansen. Hansen hit .248 in the season with 12 homers and 51 runs batted in. Bach looks in for the sign. Here's the windup and the pitch. And possible error on the play. And that's going to be a range check on Runnels. There's a kind of a high error rating, and he will commit the error here. He's going to boot it for a 1-base error. So it'll bring up Adair with a runner on first and nobody out. Adair looking for his first hit against the Red Sox this year. .264 for the season with 9 homers and 37 runs batted in. Wirtz holding on Hansen. Here's the windup and the pitch. And he takes a strike. He thought it was ball 4, so the count goes full. And that'll be a split check chance here. And that is going to go into the gap. Sorry, it's going to go down the line. Yastrzemski digs it out of the corner. They're going to hold Hansen at third with nobody out, so we'll put runners on second and third with nobody out. So the Orioles looking for a big inning after the leadoff home run by Triandos. So that'll bring up number 8 hitter, Whitey Herzog. Herzog, 291 hitter for the actual season with 5 homers, 35 runs batted in. DeLock looks in for the sign from Nixon, kicks and delivers. And we're going to have a Fenway Park check. 2-5, and that is going to be a ground ball to Budden. And yes, he will try to score. And Budden will go for the short out at first. So Hansen comes in to score. Adair advances to third, and he'll get Herzog out at first. So Herzog gets an RBI ground out, and it's 2-0 Baltimore. Red Sox trying to stay out in the big inning here, getting the short outs. So to bring up the pitcher, Jack Fisher. Just an .089 hitter for the season, on the actual season, with 2 runs batted in and 56 at-bats. Red Sox will play the infield in. Although Adair not with speed there. DeLock looks in for the sign, looks at the runner, kicks and delivers. Oh no, possible wild pitch here. Nope, no wild pitch. As Nixon is able to block that one. And that will strike out on Fisher. So he goes down on strikes. So 2 down now. Infield goes back normal depth down. So the leadoff hitter Gene Stevens up now. He's 0 for 1 so far. Getting a start in left today for the injured Dick Williams. And he takes ball 3. DeLock thought he had him down on strikes there. The umpire says no. And he'll hit the next pitch for fly ball to right. And that'll be out number 3. So the Orioles score 2 in the top of the second. And it's 2-0 as we head to the home half for the second. And let's see here. I believe that second run is going to be unearned. As Hansen, I believe, was reached on an error, which it says here. Okay. So 1 earned run, 1 unearned run. So Jack Fisher back on the hill now with a 2-run lead. It'll be Wirtz, Jensen, and Runnels, the 4, 5, and 6 hitters for the Red Sox, as the Red Sox went in order in the first. Wirtz hitting .252 on the season with 5 homers and 14 runs batted in. Fisher looks in for the sign from Wirtz. Here's wind up in the pitch. And it's a range play. And that is going to be, a double for Wirtz. Well, as Herzog could not get to that one, that would have been very difficult for anybody. But Wirtz were not very, Herzog were not very good range. Herzog will reach with Wirtz will reach with a leadoff double. So good start for the Red Sox in the second. Going to bring up Jackie Jensen, who's having a good season. So hitting .319, about 50 points above his average for the season. 4 homers, 22 runs batted in. See if he can get the score a little closer. He looks in for the sign, looks at the runner, kicks and delivers. And he takes ball 3, so full count now. Where it's Jensen back in the box. Here's the pitch. That is going to be a fly ball to right. Wirtz will tag and bluff, but Herzog gets the ball in quickly. Herzog not with a very good arm, but he does get it in quickly this time. Holding Wirtz at second. So 1 down now for Pete Runnels. See what he can do getting a start today for the injured Frank Malzone. Ronald's a .292 hitter on the season with 3 already matching his season total. 13 runs batted in. Fisher looks in for the sign, looks back at the runner, trying to hold Wirtz close. Kicks and delivers. And he takes ball 3, so not very happy with the umpire's call there. He thought he had a strike. Here's the next pitch. Ooh, it's going to be a split chance, and that will be a fly ball. So he had a 75% chance to get a hit there, and rolls the high number. And he'll fly out to center as Wirtz holds. So 2 down now, so it's up to Russ Nixon if the inning is to continue. Nixon hitting .235 on the season, 50 points below his season average. 7 runs batted in. Here's the pitch. And Nixon with a very good eye takes the ball low for ball 3. Full count now. And that will be a fly out to right. So the Red Sox waste a leadoff double by Wirtz, and it remains 2-0 as we head to the top of the 3rd. Brandt, Robinson, and Gentile up for the Orioles. Brandt 0 for 1. DeLock looks in for the sign from and that's going to be a liner to the second baseman Schilling. Nice catch there for the first out of the 3rd. Robinson up now, single in his first at bat. And that'll be a fly ball to Geiger in center. He makes the catch. Easy catch for Geiger for out number 2. That'll be of Gentile, who's 0 for 1. And that is going to be a ground ball to Schilling. Up with it over to Wirtz for out number 3. So the Orioles go in order in the top of the 3rd. And it remains 2-0 as we head to the bottom of the 3rd. It'll be Button, DeLock, and then the top of the order Schilling. Button off to a good start at the plate, hitting .325 with 18 runs batted in. And that is going to be a walk to Button. That one way high. So one leadoff runner is on for Ike DeLock. DeLock hitting .217 on the season with a run scored, 23 at-bats. I think we're going to have him lay one down here. Try to get the runner over, even though they're down by 2. Try to get a little closer here. So DeLock will square around. Gentile and Robinson rushing in. And he'll miss the 2-strike bunt and go down on strikes. So 1 down now for top of the order Schilling, 0 for 1. Gentile holding on Button. And he will draw the walk. So that'll put runners on first and second with 1 down. And they're going to try to pick off Button at second. He's back easily. Gary Geiger up now 0 for 1. And he'll take a called 3rd strike. So 2 down now. Runners on first and second. So the rookie Carl Yastrzemski with a chance here. See if he can break out of his funk. 0 for 1, struck out in his first at-bat. And he will draw the walk. So Fisher getting a little wild here, loads the bases with 2 down. So a base hit could tie the game at 2. Schilling with above average speed at second. So Wirtz doubled his first time up, what was left stranded there. See what he can do now as Triandos goes out the top to Fisher, goes back behind the plate. Fisher looks in for the sign, kicks and delivers. And this will be a ballpark check, so a good chance here. And that is going to be a base hit to right. And 1 run comes in. 2 runs come in. Yastrzemski will be held at third as Wirtz is going to end up at second with a 2-run double. So Wirtz with his second double of the day ties the game at 2. Much to the delight of the Fenway faithful here. So there we have Jackie Jensen with a chance to give the Red Sox the lead. Jensen 0 for 1 so far. And he takes ball 3. Again, Fisher thought he had him. Full count now. And he will line out Adair at second for out number 3. But the Red Sox tie the game with a 2-out, 2-run double by Vic Wirtz. And it's 2-2 after 3. So DeLock back on the hill now with a tie score. Brings up Triandos, who has hit a solo home run in his first at-bat. DeLock looking to be careful with Triandos this time. Nixon delivers. And gets him to go around for called for strike 3. So Triandos out on strikes. Brings up Ron Hansen, 0 for 1 with a run fielder's choice. Actually, I think that was an error he reached on, I want to say. Yeah, it was. I believe. 1-6. So it's going to be a range play at Fenway. See where that's going to be on. He's going to, it's going to be to right. Jensen with very good range, though. And he makes a nice running catch. Definitely saved extra bases there for out number 2. So that'll bring up Adair, who doubled his first time up. DeLock kicks and delivers. Another range play at Fenway. Oh, and a split chance on Adair's. Actually, not at Fenway. Range play. Yeah, at Fenway, yeah. And that will be a flyout and a nice catch by... Oh, no, he won't be able to get to it. Yastrzemski unable to get to that one. And Adair will reach on a double, 2-out double. So they say Yastrzemski trapped it there. And they was unable to get to it. Well, actually, didn't trap it, I'm sorry. He hit it with his glove, but they're going to credit him with a double. So Herzog with a chance to put the Orioles back on top. He's 0 for 1 with an RBI. And that will be a ground out to Schilling over to Wirtz, and that'll do it. So the score remains tied, so the 2-out double does not prove costly. So we head to the home half of the 4th. It's 2-2. Runnels, Nixon, and Budden up for the Red Sox against Fisher. Runnels 0 for 1 so far today. Mr. Brody back in the co-host seat on his another hot Labor Day. And that is going to be a base hit for Runnels. He gets his first hit of the day. So, leadoff single for Runnels. Gentile will hold him on. Russ Nixon up now 0 for 1. And it's going to be a range play. And it's going to be hit to first. Gentile with above average range. Gets to it. Takes it to the bag himself. Actually, fires to second for 1 and goes to first. Forgot there was a run on first, and that will be a double play. So that will empty the bases now for Don Budden, who walked and scored his first time up. And he'll strike out to end the inning. So we'll head to the top of the 5th with the score tied at 2. It'll be Fisher, Stevens, and Brandt up for the Orioles. Fisher struck out in his first at-bat as he was unable to get the bunt down. And a Fenway Park check here. And that is going to be a fly out to Yastrzemski in left for out number 1. Top of the order, Stevens up now 0 for 2. Possible error on a throw here. And that's going to be hit to Schilling, who's very short-handed. And easily makes the play for out number 2. Jackie Brandt also 0 for 2 up to the plate now. Another Fenway Park check here. And it's going to be the Button who'll make the play over to Wirtz. And the Orioles go in order in the top of the 5th. So halfway through, it's score knotted at 2. DeLock will lead it off for the Red Sox. Struck in his first at-bat, followed by Schilling and Geiger if anybody gets on Yastrzemski. Here's the pitch to DeLock. And DeLock, who has takes a called strike 2, so full count now on DeLock. DeLock thought he had ball 4 there. And he'll strike out. So 1 down now for Schilling, who walked and scored his first time up. Actually, second time up. He's 0 for 1 officially. And that is going to be a ground ball to Robinson. Mr. Automatic makes the play for out number 2. Geiger up now. He's 0 for 2. And he takes ball 3, full count. Lines this one to Gentile, who makes the catch for out number 3. So through 5 full, it's Red Sox 2 and Orioles 2. DeLock will face the heart of the order, Robinson, Gentile, and Triandos. Robinson 1 for 2 so far today. Wind up in the pitch by DeLock. DeLock looking to get win number 6 on the season. He will a perfect 6-0. And Robinson takes ball 3. And he'll ground out to his counterpart, Runnels, for out number 1. Jim Gentile up now. He's been held in check so far, 0 for 2. Uh-oh, home run possibility. And that one is a no-doubter there as Gentile goes yard. That one way over the green monster. Actually, I'm sorry. Yeah, way over the green monster there to the opposite field. And that will put the Orioles back on top in the blink of an eye. So the Orioles' second home run today puts them back on top, 3-2. So Triando's up now, who holds the other home run today. And that one inside. But he'll inside out it. And fly out to center for out number 2. So that'll bring up Ron Hansen, who's 0 for 2 of the runs scored. And he'll draw the 2-out walk. There is some action in the Red Sox pen as Tracy Stoward starts loosening up. So Jerry Adair is a perfect 2 for 2 with 2 doubles. And he thought he had ball 4 there. Takes called, so 3-2 the count. So Ron Hansen will be off on the pitch. And he pops this one up to Runnels at third to end the inning. But the Orioles go back on top on the solo home run by Jim Gentile. Take a 3-2 lead as we head to the bottom of the 6th. So Yastrzemski to lead it off. Yastrzemski, he's 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout. And that one's inside, just misses him. And he'll ground it out to Hanson at short for out number 1. Yastrzemski goes down. Wert's up now. He's a perfect 2 for 2 with 2 doubles in. And Wert's with a chance here to tie the game here. Makes the first split, so 1 through 10 will be a home run and tie the game. And Wertz goes yard, just barely out of here. Just barely into the visitor bullpen there, just beyond the reach of Herzog. And that will tie the game at 3. So Wertz answers with a home of his own, and it's 3-3. So Jensen up now. Jensen's capable of going deep. Not so much against righties as he is against lefties, but we'll see. And that is going to be a foul ball. Just foul. Hit that one a long way, but it was just foul. And he takes the ball 3, so full count now on Jensen. And that's going to fights that one off for a base hit. So a 1-out single for Jensen. So the go-ahead run is now on. Fisher will throw over to first. And he's back safely. Pete Runnels up now 1 for 2 on the day. Possible error on a throw here. And nope, that will be a fly out to center for out number 2. So Russ Nixon, chance to extend the inning here. 0 for 2 so far. And he doesn't strike out that often, but umpire says he went around here. And that'll go for the Red Sox in the 7th. But Dick Wertz ties the game at 3 with a solo home run. And we'll head to the 7th with this score tied at 3. And Hinkie Higgins decides to leave DeLock in, although Stallard is ready. So Herzog, who's 0 for 2 with an RBI. And that's going to be a base hit. So leadoff single. So that brings up Jack Fisher. And let's see what Fisher's got left in the tank here. He did pitch a complete game. Oops. Let's see what we got here. Hold on. Alright, Fisher's still got some stuff left in the tank, so they're going to leave him in. But he'll be called upon to sacrifice here. And that's going to be bunted to too hard. So he bunts it too hard here. And let's see here. Proceed as you would any ground ball. Grounded the double play here. Let's see here. Okay, so I'll hit the bunt, see what happens here. And that is going to be hit to Schilling. Herzog will advance second as Schilling's only play is going to be to first. So it works the same thing as a sacrifice. As the go-ahead run is in now a scoring position for Gene Stevens. Sorry about that. Alrighty, so runner in scoring position now for Gene Stevens. Stallard is ready in the pen, although Pinky Higgins is not to leave DeLock in the game. And he takes a ball 3, so full count now on Stevens. And that's going to be a ground ball. It'll get the runner over to the third as Stevens is retired. Now 2 outs though. So Jackie Brand up now. Brant with a chance to put the Orioles on top. Oh, and that is going to be a base hit off the tired DeLock. So he left him in one batter too long. And Brant will give the Orioles the lead. So that is going to be it. As Stallard has to come in now. So Higgins leaves in the reliever too much, but they didn't really trust the bullpen, as you can see here with Stallard's 5.78 earned run average. He was trying to get through the 7th. And as the pitcher spot was due up second, but one batter too much, and the Orioles take the lead here. So Stallard comes in with an 0-2 record, 5.78 earned run average. 18 2/3 innings pitched, 17 hits allowed, 12 strikeouts, 13 walks. So Stallard looks in for the sign from Nixon. Brant gets his lead off first. And that is going to be ground ball to Schilling, which should end the inning, and it does. But damage is done as the Orioles get push a run across on a 2-out base hit and take a 4-3 lead as we head to the home half of the 7th. After the 7th inning stretch, and the crowd sings "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." We're not going to sing it here. So Fisher now with a 1-run lead. And it's going to be Budden, the pitcher's spot, in Schilling. So Budden 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. Red Sox down by a run now. And that is going to be a ground ball to short. Hanson up with it over to Gentile for out number 1. And Stallard will be pinch hit for here. And let's see who we're going to bring in now. Check and see who the Red Sox actually used in the game. And Pete Reynolds was used as a pinch hitter, but he's playing now. Possibly Ginsburg. Let's see here. So Ginsburg. Joe Ginsburg, the catcher, 222 hitter. He did get an at-bat. So we're going to have Joe Ginsburg come in to pit. So Joe Ginsburg comes in for the Red Sox. Just his second at-bat of the season. He's 0 for 1 so far. For the season, he hit 222 with 5 runs batted in. So Fisher looks in for the sign. Kick to Ginsburg. And that's going to be a ground ball to Adair. It's going to be a range play on Adair. Adair average range. And he will not get to it, just beyond his reach. And Ginsburg will reach on a single. So 1-out single. He will be pinch run for. And Billy Harrell will come in the pinch run for Ginsburg, who does his job. So Harrell with good speed. So Chuck Schilling, 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored up to the plate now. Gentile holding on Harrell. And that's going to be a fly ball to center. So 2 down now. For Gary, up to Gary Geiger if he needs to continue. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Fisher looks in for the sign. Looks at the Harrell at first. Kicks and delivers. And takes a call. Ball 3. So it's going to be full count now. So Harrell will be off on the pitch. And he will fly out to Brandt in the inning. So the Red Sox unable to get the tying run home, and it remains 4-3 Baltimore as we head to the 8th. And let's see who we're going to bring in now. We have Gentile is going to come up. Probably going to bring in a left. Yeah, Early is going to come in. So Arnold Early comes in for the Red Sox. Really struggling on the season. 0-1 record, 2 saves, 6.43 on average, 7 innings pitched, 6 hits allowed, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts. So Gentile in the box, he's already got a solo home run. So Early looks in for the sign from Nixon. Here's the windup. And he's going to ground this one to Schilling over to Wirtz for out number 1. So Triandos, who's also homered today, 1 for 3 on the day. Wind up in the pitch by Early. And he's going to reach on a single. Split chance there. Triandos gets his second hit of the day. That'll bring up Ron Hansen. Hansen's 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Wirtz holding on. Triandos is not a threat to steal. And error check here. And it's going to be, ground ball to Booten Button. And he is going to boot it. That's where he gets his name. So Triandos will move up to second, and Hansen will reach on first. So first and second. You gotta watch the special K's up here, just in case. But Jerry Adair now is having a fine day. He's 2 for 3 with a couple of doubles. Chance the Orioles would like to increase their lead here. Really trying to get out of it. Oh boy, should be. Guess we'll leave it early for one more batter here. And that is going to be a ground ball to, or this could be 2. I'm going to go for the double play, third to first. So no. So we'll get the force out at third. That's all he'll get. As Adair beats it out at first. You do get the lead runner, so first and second now with 2 down for Whitey Herzog, who's 1 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. It's the pitch by Early. And that is going to be a ground ball to Runnels over to first, and that'll do it. So it remains 4-3 as we head to the home half of the 8th. It'll be Yastrzemski, Wirtz, and Jensen. Runnels. Yastrzemski is 0 for 2 on the day with a walk and a strikeout. Fisher still on the hill. Although there is action in the Oriole pen. And he will strike out the rookie here, so continues to struggle. Now 0 for 3 with a walk. And that is going to be it as Wirtz comes to the plate. He was already homered off of Fisher. So Fisher strikes out his last batter. And look like they're going to call on Steve Barber. Lefty on lefty. So Barber comes up against Wirtz, who's 3 for 3 with 2 doubles and a home run. Excellent day, 3 runs batted. Lefty on lefty here. So Barber had an 18-12 record, normally a starter, but coming in relief occasionally. 1 save, 3.34 earned run average, 248 innings pitched, 194 hits allowed, 126 walks, and 150 strikeouts. Here's the windup in the pit. And it's going to be a ground out to second, so to Adair over to first. He retired the first time today, so 2 down now for Jackie Jensen, who's 1 for 3. And he'll draw the 2-out walk, so the tying run aboard now for Pete Reynolds, and they're going to leave Barber in there, lefty on lefty. Reynolds 1 for 3 on the day. And that'll be a ground ball to Adair over to Gentile for out number 3. So we'll head, excuse me. So we'll head to the top of the ninth with the Orioles on top by a run. And let's see, we're going to bring on a pinch hitter for Fisher, whose day is done now. Alright, looks like they didn't have any pinch hitters. They did have Jim Busby, who came on to play center. So we're going to go to the pen here. We can get it over here. Alright, so let's see. To the bench here. So Dave Philly. Yeah, he's good enough. He's a switch hitter, so that's probably a good idea. So Dave Philly is going to come on for the top of the ninth to pinch hit. Let's see here. Do we leave early in? No, we're going to right-handed, left-handed pitching. Yeah, he's not. We're going to bring in a righty because he's got more power against the lefty and looks like a little bit better overall. He'll walk more against a lefty too, so that is going to be it for early. So he'll come out of the game. No, we're not going to bring in another lefty, so let's see here. Let's try that again. So Galen Cisco will come in. So Cisco comes in for early. Cisco does not have a record, but with a 3.87 earned run average. Actual was 6.75, so he's performed better than his average in his season stats. 9 1/3 innings pitched, 10 hits allowed, but has walked 8 and only struck out 1. So he's been wild. So Philly comes in now. Philly had 2 at-bats on the season so far without a hit against the Red Sox. .250 average on the season with a homer and 23 runs batted in. So Cisco looks in for the sign from Nixon. Kicks and delivers. Oh, and that's going to be a base hit off Cisco's card. So Philly with a single. So that'll bring up Gene Stevens. And let's see, do they have a better bunter? And somebody on left field. They do. They have Boog Powell to play left. And who's a better bunter? They have a better bunter. They do. They're going to bring in... Dick Williams can't come in because he's injured. He's their best bunter. For Earl Robinson. Dick Hall is a pitcher. So we're going to bring in Earl Robinson. He's a good bunter. He'll pinch hit for Gene Williams. So Earl the Pearl Robinson. I don't know if that's his name at all. 266 hit homers and 30 runs batted, but he'll be called upon to bunt here. He'll sacrifice. And we're going to have Reynolds in on the grass here. Cisco for the sign, kicks and delivers. And he will strike out. So a rare strikeout for Robinson. Does not strike out, but strikes out this time. I don't know if they get the job done. So Jackie Brandt up now. Brandt 1 for 4 with an RBI. Wirtz holding on, Philly now. And that's going to be a ground ball to second, and they will turn 2. So ahead of the bottom of the ninth, the Orioles will have their closer come in. Wilhelm, trying to get an Oriole victory. And bring in a left fielder here, as soon as we load here. Let's see who we have. We have Boog Powell, who's our best defender. Ooh, not very good. Rush Snyder, I'm going to bring in. He's their best defender. He has the most range anyway. So Rush Snyder will come in at left. Snyder average range, but kind of a high error rating. So Hoyt Wilhelm, struggling so far against the Red Sox. 6.29 ERA, but on the actual season he was 9-7, 18 saves, 2.29 earned average, 110 innings pitched, 89 hits allowed, 36 walks and 87 strikeouts. So he'll face Nick, bottom third of the order, Nixon, Budden in the pitcher's spot, and Nixon is going to be lifted for a pinch hitter. Let's see here. Who are we going to bring in? We're going to bring in Carl Hardy. So Hardy's going to come in to pinch hit for Nixon. So Carl Hardy, 246 hitter on the season so far. 3 homers and 10 runs batted in. So Wilhelm looks in for the sign from Triandos. And Hardy takes a ball 3. Wilhelm thought he had strike 3 there, so 3-2 the count now on Hardy. And he will fly out to Herzog in right for out number 1. So Budden up now. He's 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. And Budden's going to get hit by the pitch here. So the tying run is aboard now. He's got decent speed. We'll leave him in. But Cisco will be pinch hit for here. So the tying is on base now. And we're going to bring in P. Green to pinch hit. Pumpsy Green started the season off at shortstop, but was replaced by Budden. Pumpsy Green hitting 246 on the season, 4 homers and 12 runs batted in. 260 hitter for the actual season. So Wilhelm looks in for the sign. Budden holding him on. Here's the windup in the pitch to the switch hitting Pumpsy Green, batting lefty against the righty. 5-1. And he will walk, so good eye by Green. So the go-ahead run, the winning run now on first now. Tying run in scoring position. For Chuck Schilling, he's 0 for 3, but with a walk and a run scored. So Schilling with a chance to be the hero here. As Triandos goes out to talk to Willem, goes back behind the plate. Runners get their leads. Willem looks in for the sign, looks at the runners, kicks and delivers to Schilling. And that is going to be a fly ball to right. It looks like, wow, it looks like Button's going to tag and advance. So now on the flyout. So 2 down now, the runners at the corner. So a pass ball or a wild pitch could tie the game now. So Geiger up now. Ooh, do we leave Geiger in there? Only a 232 hitter. Let's check and see here who we have left on the bench. Do we bring in Rip Rapolsky? Jim Pagliarone could come in the pinch hit. Pagliarone's probably next on the depth chart. Rip Rapolsky has a limited number of bats, so we're going to bring in Jim Pagliarone to pinch hit for Geiger. And a chance to tie the game here, or put the Red Sox ahead. Pagliarone hitting .302 on the season. 5 homers and 20 runs batted in. So Wilhelm looks in for the sign from Triandos. Looks at the runners. Pagliarone with a chance here. Fenway faithful on their 1-6. And Pagliarone will strike out swinging, and the game is over. So the tying run was left on third. And the Baltimore Orioles, as they did in the actual game, defeat the Red Sox, this time by a score of 4-3. So a heartbreaker here as the Fenway faithful go home empty with a 4-3 loss to the Orioles. So Jack Fisher gets the win. DeLock gets his first loss of the season, 5-1. Wilhelm gets a save. Triandos hits his second home run. Jim Gentile is second against the Red Sox. Vic Wertz with his 6th homer of the season. So let's take a look at the box score. So our heartbreaker here at Fenway here today. Mr. Brody not very happy with the results here on this Memorial Day 2018. So DeLock gets the loss, 5-1. Let's look at Jack Fisher's line first. 7 1/3 innings, 6 hits allowed, 3 runs, all of them earned, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts, and allowed the home run to Wertz. Steve Barber pitched 2/3 of an inning, walking a batter. White Wilhelm with the save pitches a scoreless 9th. He did walk a batter, struck out a batter, and hit a batter. So DeLock with the loss, now 5-1, 6 2/3 innings, 7 hits allowed, 4 runs, 3 of them earned, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, and allowed 2 solo home runs, 1 to Gentile, and 1 to Triandos. So that is it. Tracy Stallard pitched the 3rd of an inning. Arnold Early pitches a scoreless inning, allowing a hit. And Galen Cisco pitches a scoreless inning, allowing a hit and striking out a batter. For the Orioles, Gene Stevens 0 for 4 on the start. Earl Robinson is a pinch hitter, 0 for 1. Chris Schneider did come in to play left, not getting at bat. Jackie Brandt was 1 for 5 with a run scored, RBI. Brooks Robinson 1 for 4. Jim Gentile 1 for 4 with a solo homer. Gus Triandos 2 for 4 with a solo home run. Hanson 0 for 3 with a run scored and a walk. Jerry Adair was 2 for 4 with a couple of doubles. Herzog 1 for 4 with a run scored and an RBI. Jack Fisher 0 for 3 at the plate. And Dave Philly was 1 for 1 as a pinch hitter. For the Red Sox, Chuck Schilling 0 for 4 with a run scored and a walk. Geiger was 0 for 4 with a strikeout. Pagliarone 0 for 1, struck out to end the game as a pinch hitter. And the rookie Carl Yastrzemski continues to struggle 0 for 3 with a walk, a couple of strikeouts, averaged down to 188 now. Vic Wertz, the star hitter for the Red Sox today, was 3 for 4 with a solo home run and a couple of doubles. runs scored and 2 RBIs. Jackie Jensen 1 for 3 with a walk. Pete Runnels 1 for 4. Russ in the start for Frank Malzone, who will be back for the next game, thankfully. Russ Nixon 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Carroll Hardy 0 for 1 as a pinch hitter. Don Budden 0 for 2 with a walk and a strikeout. Also scored a run. Ike DeLock 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Ginsburg was 1 for 1 as a pinch hitter. Billy Harrell came on as a pinch runner, did not get an at-bat. Arnold Early, Galen Cisco did not get at-bats. And Pumpsy Green walked in his own pinch hit appearance. So the Red Sox fall to the Orioles by a score of 4-3. So we'll save our box score here. And we'll check our actually we can't there. Hold on. So the Red Sox fall by a score of 4-3, now 17-26 on the season. In actuality, they were 19-24. So this is it for game number 43. The Red Sox will be back tomorrow. Let's see who they're going to face here. We can get the... Let's see, so tomorrow, so this is from Saturday, June 3rd of 1961. So it'll be Sunday, June 4th of 1961. And if we can get the page to load here, see who the Red Sox will face next. It isn't always automatic with games. At a lot of the series were like Friday, Saturday series, and then the next day was against another team, which is kind of odd, but that's how they used to do it back then. We get a little bit of load here. So Carl Yastrzemski continues to struggle for the Red Sox in his rookie season. Hopefully he'll start to pick it up soon, or else we'll have to send him back down to the minors. No, we won't do that. I'm sure he will turn around. I have faith in the future captain of the Red Sox. And actually, they will be facing the Orioles again, so this will be a regular 3-game series. Again, at least a 3-game series. So we'll see who we have on the mound for the Red Sox. It's going to be Dean Conley on the mound for the Red Sox against Steve Barber for the Orioles. And the Red Sox would win this game in real life, so hopefully they can get a win here. So thank you for joining me. It's been on this Labor Day of 2018. So take care and God bless. And we will see you in the next Red Sox video as Mr. Brody continues to snooze on this Labor Day. So take care and bye-bye.